water in the water. Hey, there's even a little tray for the water. Wow. You can have some. All right, we ready? Check, check. Good afternoon, students, staff, parents, extended family members, and distinguished guests. My name is Mitch Katcher, and I'm the proud principal of Ernest Lindner School.
My name is Tori McMillan, and I'm very lucky to be the vice principal here. First, we would like to begin by acknowledging that land on which we gather is Treaty 6 territory and the traditional territory of the Cree and Dakota people and the homeland of the Métis Nation.
Before we begin today, we feel it's important to recognize the loss that our community experienced this week. Many of our families have connections to Dundonald, including myself. I know you join our Ernest Lindner family in supporting everyone in the Dundonald community. Please join us in recognizing a moment of silence. Thank you.
In the spirit of coming together, we are happy that you could join us in this celebration of opening this wonderful new school. We are excited to have this grand opening celebration as the first celebration in this amazing learning space.
We'd like to recognize a number of special guests who I think are here today. Minister of Education, Bronwyn Eyre, our MLA, David Buckingham, City Councillor, Troy Davies, our Board Chair, Ray Morrison, Trustee Cameron Scott, and other members of our Board of Education. It's okay to wave, that's okay. Our Director of Education, Barry McDougall, our Deputy Director, Shane Skirvin, our School Superintendent, Lisa Fleming, former Director of Education, Avon Whittles. And we have two parents who are speaking here today, Krista Shalenko and Amanda Andre. We also want to recognize all of our parents who were able to come today. And, of course, we need to recognize the amazing staff and students for all their work in getting this school ready. I'm also pleased to announce that for the first time in my career, we were actually live streaming this school opening on YouTube. All of your families about a half an hour ago were sent the link that they can click, and I'm sure their bosses will be happy to have them sitting at their desks at work and watching this. I think you'll be able to watch it after as well. We would now invite our MLA from Saskatoon Westview, Mr. David Buckingham, to say a few remarks.
Thank you. Thank you, Mitch. What an exciting day. You know, when you feel the energy in this room, it's just truly amazing. And I'm so excited to be here to celebrate this exciting moment. Before I begin, though, I'd like to recognize a few people as well that are here. The Honorable Bronwyn Eyre, Minister of Education, Saskatoon Public Schools Board Chair Ray Morrison and Deputy Director Barry McDougall, and Cameron Scott, Trustee of Ward 4. Also, I'd like to recognize the family and friends of the late Ernest Lindner. I'd also like to welcome the media, community members, students, parents, and partners who have joined us here this morning. I know that many of you were eager to join us here today for this great celebration and enjoy this open air concept, beautiful new school. It was over 2 years ago that students and dignitaries here in an empty field gathered together to announce the construction team responsible for building the Ernest, Lindner, and the San Lorenzo Ruiz School, as well as 16 other schools built throughout the city and province. More than 2 years later, we get to see the fruits of that hard work. And so many people here deserve credit for having the vision and the commitment to work together and to help us build the schools that meet the needs of students, your children, and your community. After all, this school was built for you, and especially for the students. Several years ago, our education sector made it a top priority to focus attention on those who matter most, which is again you, the students. Our two partners, Saskatoon Public and Catholic School Divisions, have shown us that by putting the students first, we can achieve just about anything. And I can honestly say that we wouldn't be standing here if it wasn't for the hard work and the willingness of your school divisions working together as a team. Together, you have found an innovative solution that makes life better for students, for families in the community, and helps them achieve success now and into the future. And this truly has been a collaborative effort that has involved so many people. From the school divisions to students, everyone has been involved. For example, a number of students in and around Saskatoon were a part of a design workshop. 3 years that generated countless ideas, ensured that these schools were creative, inspiring, and built for the 21st century. And from what I see here today, I can safely say they have accomplished that. These schools are here to support the growth of this community. Young families are now enjoying the 90 childcare spaces operated by Tykes and Tots, the Early Learning Center, which are caring for our younger citizens so that they get a great start in life. And as a government, we understand that if you want to keep growing as a province, we need to invest in projects like this and in people like you. One of our objectives in the Saskatchewan Plan for Growth is to ensure that the benefits of growth are invested back into building a better quality of life for Saskatchewan people. In order to improve the quality of life here in Hampton Village, we needed to respond to the growing enrollment in this area. And when I was on the campaign trail, I knocked a lot of doors, and there was a lot of people that said they were only asking for really one thing, a school for this area. And so I'm so proud to be a part of this new school. And the needs of young families looking for childcare, and to give the community a place to enjoy for years to come. So on behalf of Premier Brad Wall and the Government of Saskatchewan, I want to congratulate all of you and wish you all the best in Ernest Lindner School. And teachers, work hard to make this is our future of our province, and I know teachers work hard every day to bring out the best in students, and I'm so thankful for all the work that you do as well. So thank you, and enjoy your new building, and thank you for inviting me here to be today. Thank you.
Thank you to our MLA, Mr. David Buckingham, for those kind words. We now ask that our board chair, Mr. Ray Morrison, come forward.
Good morning, everyone. That was great. To the students out there, what do you think of the school? Oh, come on. Is that the best you can do? One more time, a little louder. That's better. Good morning. I am very proud to finally say, welcome to Ernest Lindner School. I remember when I was first elected to the board in 2003, which was before any of the students in this school were born, driving past this site and somebody saying, we need a school there. And, you know, that was 14 years ago, and we needed a school then, so we're very happy to have it now. I am pleased to be here on behalf of the Board of Education for Saskatoon Public Schools. Of the 4 new schools we are opening this fall, the families of Hampton Village have waited the longest. I've been looking forward to coming together for this celebration for a very long time, because I know what opening this incredible learning space means to not just the families here, but the community. When choosing the names of the 4 new schools in our system, we were faced with a unique opportunity. We can make the expected and easy choice to name each school after the neighborhood, and then this would have been called Hampton Village School. But my board colleagues and I agreed that this was a chance to set a tone for the students walking through the doors of each of these new schools. We wanted names that demonstrated our student values: respect, excellence, joy, and responsibility. We wanted role models for our youth that represented our past and could inspire their future. We wanted to highlight not only the areas of skill such as academics and arts, but also virtues such as perseverance and alliance. Our expectations, I think, were exceeded with the 4 namesakes for our schools. Ernest Lindner, after who this school is named, has been referred to as the father of arts education in Saskatoon Public Schools. There are lots of stories about him. During his more than 30 years teaching art with our school division, he inspired hundreds and hundreds of students. However, his greater impact may be how he helped to shape our school division's understanding of the necessity for our students to explore and experience the arts. Back when Lindner was working at the Saskatoon Technical College, which became our old central office on the riverbank, which is now River Landing, the administration at the time asked the artist to create some paintings. Thought that was a good idea. But the paintings were created to cover what were seen as very ugly radiators that provided heat to the school. Though not considered finished works of art by any means, this collection of 9 incredible, very large paintings has hung for years in the main floor of our school division building downtown. And now 3 of those paintings can be found here in the front entrance of the school that bears his name. I know when we asked Dagan, his daughter, for her permission, or the family's permission, to name this school after Ernest, she was thrilled, and he was thrilled. And I remember when we were talking about the arts, I remember a long time ago when I first came on the board, one of our trustees who has since passed away, his name was Bill Altman. Several of you probably met Bill. Small but mighty man who sat across the board table from me, and when we were talking about schools, he would stare at me with his steely eyes and say, "Remember the arts as we move forward with education." And I'm sure that Bill would be thrilled to see this school open today. I'd also like to thank a former trustee, and I don't know if he's here today, Dan Danielson, who was instrumental in pushing forward for this school over his tenure on the board. In closing, I'd like to thank the provincial government for supporting this community with the new school. The Joint Use Mutual Partnership built this facility with incredible professionalism and attention to detail for which we are all grateful. I'd also like to thank the City of Saskatoon and Greater Saskatoon Catholic Schools for working with us in the spirit of cooperation. None of us could have done this on our own. We've come together to build a facility that I believe that will truly be the heart of this neighborhood. And last but not least, thank you to the school division and staff for making this dream a reality today. To the students of Ernest Lindner School, I hope you will enjoy the friendships, the learning experiences, and fun that you will find here. Be inspired to create and explore in your learning journey here in the school and in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Ray. We now ask that our Director of Education, Barry McDougall, join us at the front.
Good morning, everybody. It's absolutely fantastic to see you here, especially all of the students in your brand new school. I'd like to begin by expressing our gratitude to everyone here and in the community in general for your support this week. It's been felt and appreciated. As the Director of Education for Saskatoon Public Schools, I'm proud to be part of this historic event. We have, as our board chair mentioned, waited a very long time to open the doors on this very beautiful learning space. But we haven't been idle over the years. Years of work have gone into creating this school. About 3.5 years ago, when Avon Whittles was Director of Saskatoon Public, the provincial government gathered students, teachers, parents, principals, facilities staff, and trustees in a warehouse and asked, what do you want in a school? There were paper drawings on the wall, competitive models made from cardboard at different tables, and all sorts of different types of furniture examined, and a rainbow of sticky notes commenting on them on the walls. And this week-long brainstorming session set in motion the design process for these schools. Once the plan was drawn up by the province and the contract awarded, construction began. And I know this neighborhood in particular felt the excitement growing as the foundation was poured, the walls were erected, windows and doors put in place. The joint use mutual partnership folks ensured that every task was completed on time, and once those windows and doors were put in place, that dream started to become a reality. We not only needed a structure, but we needed all the equipment and resources to fill it. So a group of teacher librarians gathered to determine the list of books necessary to fill the shelves in this beautiful library. Furniture was examined, chairs were sampled, paint colors chosen. But as you know, schools are mostly about people. So a principal was picked who understands the importance of relationships when it comes to learning. From there, a call to interested staff members went out, and teachers were soon chosen. The team was built to open the doors on this new school, and then this past summer was filled with activity. Deliveries arrived, boxes were unpacked, bulletin boards were filled, furniture arranged, and schedules planned. Which keys open which doors? How do the phones work? Will the projector screen come down when it's supposed to? The summer was taken over by a joyful chaos, and it all brought us to today. And I'm trying to impress on you just how much time, effort, and love has gone into creating this building and getting it ready to open. Hundreds of people have made that possible, and I want to express our deep gratitude to all of them. Thank you to the provincial government, in particular our colleagues in the Ministry of Education, for not only initiating the school build, but venturing down a new path when it came to designing it to meet the needs of the community. We've appreciated the opportunity to provide insight and shape these schools to meet the needs of 21st century learners. Thank you to the Joint Use Mutual Partnership for completing work on this innovative facility. The building was constructed with craftsmanship and care and will serve this community well for decades. Thank you to our Board of Education. Our trustees spent countless hours lobbying for this school, examining the numbers, and discussing the possibilities. Thank you for your good work with our students. Thank you to our division staff, from our facilities and IT departments to our purchasing department to our educational coordinators, consultants, and superintendents. Building a new school requires a team effort, and you rose to the occasion together. Thank you to Principal Mitch Catcher, Vice Principal Tori McMillan, and the Ernest Lindner school staff, who've done an incredible job of building the school community with students and families as the building opened. I know you will achieve marvelous things together. I'd also like to say a special thank you to the principals from Dundonald and Carolyn Robbins schools who supported Hampton Village students and families until the new school opened. And lastly, I'd like to thank the students and families of Ernest Lindner School. Thank you for your patience as we worked diligently to bring the school to the community. We've appreciated your input and enthusiasm during this journey, and we hope it will continue long into the future. Have a great day.
Ernest Lindner's daughter, Dagan, was scheduled to attend today, and at the last minute was unable to attend. She gives her regrets and did pass on the following message. My father would have been absolutely delighted to learn that a school was being named in his honor. I know from speaking with you and your staff that a focus on arts education would have been most wonderful. We'll now get to hear from two of our parents from our parent council. A little plug, parents, next Wednesday night, our first SCC meeting, 6:30. Just a little plug. You're waving, good, see you there. Amanda, Krista, come on up.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you for the opportunity to share a bit of our story with you. As parents, we've been excited from the time the school was announced in 2013. In 2015, the first shovel hit the dirt, and from there we had watched the fencing go up, steel beams go up to shape our walls. If I can get through this, sorry. And every day the excitement levels soared as we saw the progress that was happening. We started getting emails and notices at the school, and everything was becoming a reality for us. In November of last year, we were fortunate to attend a parent information night, which provided a lot of insight into the work that was being done for our school. In February of this year, a joint parent council and playground information night was held, and Amanda and I signed up to lead the playground fundraising committee, and it's been such an experience since then.
With Krista's family coming from Dundonald School and my family coming from Carolyn Robbins in Westview, we soon realized how spread out our Hampton Village children had become and how this new school would bring our community together. We eagerly took on the task of starting and leading a group of very dedicated volunteers to our goal of raising $200,000 for our senior playground. We had a running start with $35,000 from Saskatoon Public Schools, and after just a few short months of fundraisers advertised solely through our Facebook page, along with generous donations from businesses and individuals, we've already raised over $10,145. Our total raised, combined with our initial funding, puts us at $45,145, almost a quarter of our goal. Our seemingly daunting task of raising such a large sum of money has truly begun to bring together the community and our families. The open house barbecue was a huge success. It was an amazing opportunity to have Krista, myself, and our very enthusiastic volunteers serve our first meal to our school guests and see the community eating together like a family. It truly made this school our home. It really sunk in at that moment that this was not only the fancy, huge new building in our neighborhood, but it would be the school my children would grow up in, make lifelong memories in, and proudly call their own.
As members of the Parent Council and the Playground Committee, it has been a pleasure to see all the pieces that have fit together to make this school a success. From the parent and teacher focus groups held in the spring that allowed us to work alongside the teachers to share our ideas of what we wanted to see for our children, to being included on the selection committee for the before and after school provider, and then the open house barbecue that was held just before the school opened. We've started to build a very strong parent community for our school. The work ahead will be challenging, but the parents in our community have worked together and will continue to do so to provide the best for the children and our school. To look back in the years to come and be able to say that we had a part in building a school community, building a strong and positive environment for our children to learn and grow in, and providing the playground for the students and the surrounding community will be such an honor. We have built so many memories already and cannot wait to see what else will be included in our memory banks as our children move on to the next stage of their education and away from the place that they will call home for many years. It has been an amazing and exciting ride so far, and we know it will continue to be, and we are honored to be the parents of the children of Ernest Lindner School. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Amanda and Krista. Now we get to have a very special event. I'm going to ask Minister Bronwyn to come up. And, yes, we're just confirming, Minister Bronwyn that you get to come up. And we're going to ask Muskan in grade 8 to come up, David in grade 3, and Madison in grade 1. That's all good. Come on up. Okay. All right, our board chair, boys and girls, it's time for a little fun, but our board chair had made a reference that he's been a trustee longer than you've been here. So now we're going to actually crank it up a notch and get everybody involved and get moving a little bit. I made an off-the-cuff comment when we met last November for the first time that we are the people of Hampton Village. You see where I'm going with this? Ms. Maiko, take it away. The people of Hampton Village. So those in the back, you'll figure this out. Up. I'm going to the side.
Keep it going. That's it. That's it. We get to start again.
Thank you very much. All right. Sorry? Sorry to... Thank you very much for participating, Mr. Skirvin. You still got the moves. I think you requested Sweet Caroline, but once the core staff for this school was announced last February, our division provided us with the opportunity to come together and to start planning for what we have today. We were thrilled to be named after prominent artist Ernest Lindner. On our first meeting as a staff, Ernest Lindner's daughter Dagan joined us, and she gave us a glimpse of her dad, the famous artist. It's a great story. We had a great time. It was after this day that our staff, our family, began to come together. We met again, and this time, teachers were provided an opportunity to choose from a variety of books that were related to the theme of creativity and the role that the arts has in education. These books were springboards into powerful conversations. These are passionate teachers. We recognize the power that the arts can have in our community, we would argue all communities. Arts education provides all students, regardless of ability or learning, to show their learning. Although we are still unpacking materials and developing programming that is responsive to our students, after all, we are just getting to know them, our goal, and with the support of our division, is to ensure that students are exposed to and develop a love of the arts, whether it be music, band, visual arts, drama. We even have a Killen, clay. How cool is that? Our students, your children, will be exposed and flourish in excellent literacy and numeracy instruction. But it's the arts that are going to be the common thread that's going to pull it all together. This is the kind of school children are going to run to every day. We are proud of this school. It's often said that a house is just a house, but add people and it becomes a home. For a few years now, this has been just a building, but on August 29th, that changed. 18 short days ago, our open house happened, and you came. Wow, did you ever? It was amazing. This became a school that day. We are the heart of this community. Before I end, I would like to just give a couple quick mentions. One is to Lindy Dick, our facility project planner, for all of her work, and for Superintendent Jardine Scrimshaw for her unending support and common sense approach. Our mantra was simple: do what's good for students. As you leave today, I would ask you to check out the Lindner prints that were referenced there in our foyer. More to come. We're very proud to have them. Okay, teachers, as we leave today, simple instructions, hopefully. The picnic is whatever your classes chose to have. Grades 4 to 8 teachers. If you could ask one student to go to the servery and pick up your little tray of treats, and grades 1 to 3, they will be delivered to your classroom. We will ring the bell when it's time to come in, probably going to give you a few more minutes. Thank you again for joining us, guests, family, students. We are officially open. How exciting is that? Have a great day.